presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Today from St. Petersburg, the second leg of the Tigers' three-city tour comes to a close from Tropicana Field. It's the final game of the series, featuring the Tigers and the Tampa Bay Rays. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen. We are glad to have you with us here for the series finale. And if you tuned in last night, you saw a wild and wacky game. And Rod, really a tough loss for the Tigers, but one of the strangest games I've seen in a long time.
You know, when you add in the fact that the Tigers, they battled one of the best pitchers in baseball, that would be Chris Archer. And at one point in time, they took the lead, only to lose the game on just a wacky play. Ground ball to second base. Ian Kinsler throws the ball to Iglesias. And Iglesias obviously came across the bag too fast, and they could not turn it. Iglesias was hurt on the play. He's not in the game today. But this is a crazy way to lose the game. I would bet the next 100 ground balls that are hit to these two while they're playing, they will turn the double play. But last night, it just wasn't meant to be.
Tigers still waiting to see whether or not Iglesias will go on the disabled list, but it touched off a celebration last night at Tampa as they came back and won it in at the bottom of the ninth inning. Now, as far as the ball game is concerned today, Daniel Norris will get the call for the Tigers, and we've seen what this guy's been able to do. He's taken that next step, and hopefully he'll continue that today.
When you think about his last start, he really didn't have great command. He walked 4 Cleveland Indians, but you talk about going up against a good team, a team with a lot of switch hitters, a team with a lot of good right-handers. He was burying that breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone because he didn't command the fastball very early in the game. Take a look at those numbers. They're very, very impressive at what he's been able to do this year. But then after he started to get them look for the breaking balls down, he went upstairs with mid-90s fastball. A lot of mound composure from Daniel Norris. He has taken that next step as far as I'm concerned. Looking forward to watching him go out there again today.
And after a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios. Check in with Matt Shepard coming up today. How about the triple threat? Castellanos 2-3 baggers last night. He's batting cleanup today for the Tigers. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. And by Jeep. Get great deals on the Jeep lineup at the Jeep Spring Clearance Event. Up this 3-game series. Here are the field conditions presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. As always, 72 degrees inside the dome. Outside it's 81 and sunny, but the conditions are perfect indoors here. Ian Kinsler getting set to get things started for the Tigers. And here is their starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Some changes today with the injuries the Tigers have had. Kinsler, Collins, and Cabrera. Your top three. Castellanos bumped down to cleanup. Vemark gets the day off. Avila is playing first base. McCann is catching. Romine is in left for Upton. Jacoby Jones in center. And Dixon Machado is at short for Iglesias. And they are facing Erasmo Ramirez.
And the Rays are going to try to get 75, 80 pitches out of Ramirez here this afternoon. He's got a fastball that touches 93. He also has a slider. He throws that about 20% of the time. He'll also cut the fastball and throw you a decent amount of changeups. You see his numbers, 5 games, this is his first start. Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays defensive alignment behind Ramirez this afternoon. In the outfield, they've got Borges, Kiermaier, Souza Jr. Up the middle, they've got Beckham and Miller. On the corners, they've got Robertson and Weeks. And behind the plate, they've got Sucro.
Well, we only have 3 umpires at the start of this ball game. Alfonso Marquez will be calling balls and strikes. The problem is that Larry Vanover had a personal matter, so he is not here. So right now it's Marquez, Fairchild, and Rackley. And Country Joe West is en route to the game today. He just has not been able to arrive yet.
They got him off tour?
They got him off tour. He was selling some CDs and they called him to action. But he is hopeful of getting here before the game ends today. So we'll start this one with a 3-man umpiring crew. Here we go. It'll be Kinsler to get things started against Mr. Ramirez. The Tigers trying to avoid the sweep here. Wacky loss last night for the Tigers. And again, they're banged up a little bit in the lineup. Kinsler to be followed by Collins and then Miguel Cabrera. Ian batting .209, couple of home runs this year. Infield playing him to pull. And he'll look at a strike to get this one started today. There you see the shift they employ against Kinsler. They've done this to him this entire series. Swing and a miss.
And not only have the Rays shifted on Ian Kinsler, they've shifted on just about every single right-handed batter. Now Miller, the second baseman, after he gets ahead of Kinsler, 2 strikes, moves back over to the right side of the infield.
Kevin Cash, the manager of the Rays, has his team playing some very good baseball here at home. Drilled toward left field. That ball is hit well. Borges going to the corner, and that ball is gone. It's a line drive home run for Ian Kinsler. And a great way to start this one today.
And Tigers had their consecutive home run streak snapped last night at 13, but Ian Kinsler off and running again. Ramirez able to get ahead of Ian, no balls and 2 strikes. He comes back with a breaking ball that's just spinning on the inner third, and a beautiful swing by Ian Kinsler, turning on it. Line drive home run.
Number 3 for Kinsler. It had enough over the short wall and left. Early Tigers lead in this one. All smiles for Kinsler. Tyler Collins looks at a strike. Well, if there's any hangover from last night, Rod, apparently it's not going to show up.
Well, Tigers have a veteran-laden team. They've got a lot of guys that have played the game a long time. They're not going to allow a game in April, a bad loss in April, affect how they go about their business. It's just not part of their MO.
So Collins batting in the 2 slot here today.
Brad played 18 years in the big leagues. He knows there's going to be difficult days, difficult nights.
Tyler is at .289 on the season, 1 home run. And he looks at a ball outside, 1-2. They've got Collins shifted to the right side of the infield. Now Ramirez ready with the 1-2. Just off the plate, 2-2.
Something I've noticed about the Rays for the most part the entire series, they do not pitch inside all that aggressively. For the most part, everything is away. And it really doesn't matter whether it's Andres, whether it was Chris Archer last night. They do not go inside very often.
Collins skies one in the air toward left center field. It's going to be Kiermaier. One gone. Now Miguel Cabrera. Another big night last night for Miggy. Had a double, a single, two singles actually, 3 RBIs and a walk. Wasn't long ago where he was batting sub 200. Now he's at 245.
Miggy also has driven in a run in 6 consecutive games. Stands as deep in the batter's box as you can stand. Foot on that back line.
That ball he hit in game 1 in this series, man, that just left an indelible memory. He hit that ball 450 plus feet to dead center field.
Yeah, that would have been out of Comerica Park straightaway center field in the shrubbery. They're going inside.
Chopper to third base, backing up there. Robertson throws him out, and there are 2 gone. Miggy retired. That'll bring up Nick Castellanos. Big day for Nicholas in the ball game yesterday. Couple of triples and that 3-bagger in the 6th.
He had a nice approach in last night's contest. Both of his hits went the opposite way. One right down the right field line that nearly left for a home run. Then he tripled into right center.
That triple in the 6th inning drove in 3, and it appeared it was going to give the Tigers enough to win that ball game. And they will shift on Castellanos. And I'm trying to remember, Rod, how many balls in this series do you think have you said to yourself, well, the shift saved a hit there?
Not many.
Not many either. But the numbers are the numbers, and the Rays will stick with it. They feel that over the course of the year, they're going to win more than they lose on their shifts. Rolled foul.
Now here's Nick last night. First time up, triple down the right field line. Real nice approach, inside out swing, powerful swing. Then this is a pretty swing for me. I just love the fact that the hands go directly to the baseball, heads down on the ball. Ball usually caught by Kiermaier, but we'll take it. Well, Nicholas will take it for sure.
1 ball, 1 strike on Castellanos. The home run by Kinsler has made it 1-0. Last time a Tigers third baseman had a couple of triples in a game was 1994. Travis Fryman in July of that year. Swing and a miss, and 2-2 now on Castellanos. Victor Martinez gets the day off today, so Castellanos moves down to the cleanup slot. Tigers have had to juggle the lineup this afternoon. Avila is playing first base. Miggy, I guess this is what is considered a day off. He's DHing. Here's the 2-2, and he struck him out swinging. Inning over. However, the Tigers have grabbed an early lead. The 41st career leadoff home run for Ian Kinsler. Favor the Tigers, his 41st career leadoff home run. Kinsler among the best in that category. And Curtis Granderson, here are the actives with 42, then Kinsler. By the way, here is the starting lineup for the Rays, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Souza, Kiermaier, Longoria. Longoria DHing today. Ricky Weeks Jr. is the cleanup man. Miller and Beckham, and then Robertson, Sucre, and Borges rounding it out. And they are facing the talented lefty Daniel Norris, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And 2 starts so far this year for the youngster, the left-hander. Very good numbers, a 2.19 earned run average, 1-0 so far this year. And you can look up and down. The opposition has not been doing a whole lot of damage against Daniel.
High fly ball to right field. Collins on the move toward the line, still going, and he can't get it, and it falls behind him. To second base goes Souza, and he is in there.
Second night in a row that Souza starts the game off with a gift double.
Collins appeared to get to the corner and then overran it a bit. Well, the Tigers are going to be glad to leave this ballpark.
Did it hit something?
I don't think it's hit.
I don't think so.
No. Yep, that look on Brad's face pretty much says it all. Get me to a real ballpark, he's saying. Leadoff man on for the Rays. That is a 2-base hit for Souza.
And last time up in this exact same situation, Kiermaier, he bunted for a base hit.
And again, he bunts to third base. This time Castellanos will make the play, and out at first base is Kiermaier.
And we did a piece today in Tigers Live talking about the sacrifice bunt and just the fact that basically, and the bunt is dead in the major leagues, but only for certain teams. In the major leagues this year, there are 4 teams that have not bunted for a sacrifice. There are 4 other teams that have 1 sack. But take a look at these numbers. 483 bunt hits last season, fewest since '94. But take a look at the pace that they're on for sack bunts this year, 911. So I guess the sack bunt is dead for most teams.
Well, you know, I listened to that piece you did on the pregame show, and you said something that I really agree with. As Longoria stands in, infield coming in for the Tigers. And Longoria looks at a strike. You feel that with all these teams now putting an emphasis on getting, you know, younger, athletic, leaner, more athletic guys, that maybe the bunt will have a comeback.
I think it's going to show up. I mean, you're not going to have those guys in the middle of the order that simply just drive the ball out of the ballpark. And the way teams are tailoring their team, I mean, they're looking for switch hitters. They're looking to match up against certain teams. I mean, those are the analytics that are going into the game today. So that bunt might just come back. Again, there are 4 teams in the American League that do not have 1 sacrifice bunt as of yet.
Kevin Cash in his 3rd year with the Rays took over for Joe Madden, who bolted for the Cubs. Longoria trying to tie this game up here with a man at 3rd and 1 out. Way inside. That'll again make McCann get down to the knees. Hey, Country Joe has made it. So he's at 3rd base.
You don't necessarily have to play your infield in at the cut of the AstroTurf here. And because the ball will get to the defenders a little bit sooner than on natural surface, therefore they'll have time to throw Souza Jr. out if he's coming home on something on the ground, if he's coming on contact.
Fouled away by Longoria.
Longoria swung the bat well last night. He was sitting on breaking balls all night long, and every time he got a breaking ball, he destroyed it and did not swing at many fastballs. Even in the fastball counts, he was sitting on breaking balls last night.
He was on base 4 times in the ball game last evening and had that huge double in the 9th inning against Frankie Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 gone.
Outstanding pitch. Norris has a fastball that will get up to 96 miles an hour. He also has a slider that he has a tremendous amount of confidence in. He'll throw his curveball. But it's just his 4-seam fastball that he's not afraid to throw to get ahead. He's not afraid to put you away with it. That one's slightly above the belt buckle.
Ooh, right by him. So Longoria, who has fanned a lot this year, strikes out again with a chance to drive in a run. 2 outs now. Ricky Weeks Jr. batting in the cleanup slot. Infield back with 2 away. 0-1 on Weeks.
If you could do that at this level consistently, and I mean throw a breaking ball in the fastball count to lead off most hitters on occasion, you're going to pitch a long time in this league, especially if you have the skill set that Daniel Norris has. He's got above average stuff.
Swing and a miss, and now quickly 0-2.
Two outstanding breaking balls. Fastball gets to 95, and then he'll throw this tumbler at 76. Might as well go upstairs now with another mid-90s fastballs and see if Ricky Weeks will swing at it.
Souza down the line at third. He tried to go after it, but he held up. 1-2.
If you're James McCann and you do call for another breaking ball here from Daniel Norris, you have to make sure you get the tailgate down. If he bounces it, which is where you want him to do, you want it to ball down, so you have to make sure you smother it and keep it in front of you with a runner on third base.
Ooh, up and in. 2-2 on Weeks.
Impressed with Daniel Norris in his last outing, going up against a really good Cleveland Indians team, a team that had a lot of really good right-handed bats. He did walk 4 in the game, but man, he stayed out there quite a while and gave his team a chance to win, which they did.
He went 6 innings. You see the 4 walks, 101 pitches, and he retired the first 8 men in a row in that game. Weeks sends a ground ball to short. Machado is there. And he throws up the line, safe at first base, and the run will score. The steady, sure-handed Dixon Machado threw wide. It's a 1-1 ball game.
And nothing Avila could do. He had to come off the bag, and he could not apply the swipe tag to Weeks as he ran by.
Well, the weirdness continues in this series. Here's Brad Miller now with 2 outs, shifting to the right side of the infield. Rays get a break there. Routine ground ball thrown away by Machado. Miller has hit safely in his last 4. In there, a strike called on Miller. Will be an unearned run charged to Daniel Norris. Miller 3 for 7 with an RBI in the series. Fouled away. Talk about how this Rays team strikes out a lot. They don't really seem to care. That is just part of their strategy and the way they go about things. But 22 strikeouts for Miller so far this year.
Yeah, they feel like an out is an out, and whether you strike out or whether you ground out.
Yeah. Not sure I agree with that theory. Soft toss back to first. Weeks back in there.
And so far, pretty good command for Daniel Norris here in the first inning. He's gone first pitch strike on each of the 5 hitters he's seen.
Norris has been victimized by a double that was dropped or lost in right field by Collins, and then the error with 2 outs by Machado. That ball that Souza hit eluded Tyler out in right field. 1-2 on Miller. Just out of the glove of the catcher McCann. Well, the Rays, we know this, they feel awfully comfortable in their home ballpark. They are 7-2 in the early goings here at Trop.
Yeah, they play a pretty good brand of baseball when they're at home. They pitch better and they field the baseball, get timely hits. They didn't do that on their just completed 7-game road trip through New York and also Boston, where they went 1-6. Against a couple pretty good teams, though.
Yeah. They've done well here at home. Miller in the series 3 for 7. He's knocked in 8 so far this year. Now the 1-2 instead, again back to first base. So Norris continues to keep an eye on Ricky Weeks. Now the 1-2. Popped him up. Shallow right field. Kinsler is under it. And that'll take care of the side. However, an error allows the Rays to tie the game. Here in St. Pete, Saturday, April 29th, the Tigers host the White Sox at 1:10. It's on-field photo day. Prior to the game, fans get to take photos of their favorite Tigers players on the Comerica Park field. For tickets, visit tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
She's getting a photo.
She's not waiting for photo day. Doing it right now.
Right. She might not be able to make it up to the Motor City, so she's going to get hers down here in Florida.
Here is Vila to get it started. They play to pull on Alex, who is playing first base today. Miguel Cabrera DHing. Ball 1. Avila continues his nice start. He's hit safely in 5 of 6, a .538 average early on here.
He's had a lot of really good plate appearances, seeing the baseball very well. Seems to be hitting in a fastball friendly count every at bat. Alex is very aggressive this year. Every time he does get himself in that fastball count, and he's been putting a really good solid swing on the baseball. It's good to see him get off to a really good start, his second tour of duty in a Tigers uniform.
I agree. His season was pretty much marred last year by injuries, so his offensive numbers really weren't all that good, but he has come out of the gates red hot for the Tigers. And Avila looks at a strike.
Nice little cut fastball there thrown by Ramirez. He started that ball off the plate. And a nice job of receiving that baseball by Sucre, the catcher. Real steady hand. He held it right there for the home plate umpire, Alfonso Marquez, to get a nice look at.
Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Don't forget, Avila was an all-star at one time for the Tigers. Had 19 home runs back in 2011, 295 average.
Won a silver slugger that year, didn't he?
He sure did. 82 RBIs. Only 57 games last year in Chicago. And he got him. Strike 3. Punched out of there by Marquez. And Alex did not agree with that call. Second strikeout for Erasmo Ramirez. Here's McCann.
Ramirez making his first start of the year. And they're going to try to get somewhere between 75, 80 pitches out of Ramirez this afternoon.
Last year used mostly out of the pen. He did make 1 start, but 64 appearances. There's a strike. The one thing he did allow a lot of last year was home runs, 14. As a reliever, that's a high number.
Already given up 1 today as a starter to Ian Kinsler. Ian Kinsler set a franchise record last year with 8 leadoff home runs.
Line foul down the right field line. 0-2 on McCann. What are you seeing out of James, Rod? He started pretty well offensively on the first homestand, hit 3 home runs, but he has since struggled a bit.
Not picking up anything drastic that he's doing. He's a little tardy on that last fastball, but he's trying to see the baseball. I was very encouraged by James McCann. Was it last night he had a couple of base on balls?
Yeah, last night.
Yep, so he's starting to see the ball a little bit better, getting on track.
Off the plate. When you have a guy that's struggling, and McCann right now is 0 for his last 14, the base on balls is a good indication that maybe a turnaround is coming.
You're seeing the baseball. You're willing to take some strikes. You're willing to see what the pitcher's doing. And every now and then you get yourself in a real nice count to get yourself a fastball. He's not in that count right now. But he was seeing the baseball well last night. It's a good take there.
2-2 on McCann. Ramirez, a native of Managua, Nicaragua. He goes 5'10", 215 pounds. Jake Odorizzi was placed on the disabled list before the series started. So Ramirez gets the call today, and that's pounded foul back out of play. Man, these Rays, they have suffered a lot of injuries. We kind of touched on them last night. But they've been able to, or have had to battle through a lot of guys on the DL. Some key bullpen pieces like Brad Boxberger, Colby Rasmus, an outfielder on the DL. Nathan Eovaldi. 2-2. Drilled to center field. Kiermaier is on the move, and he'll run it down. 2 gone. Here's Romine. Andrew today is out in left field. Justin Upton gave it a go in the cage before the game today. Was hopeful that his sore wrist would be able to get him back in the lineup today and healed enough, but JF said he couldn't go, so Romine with an opportunity again.
And Robertson, who is playing third base today, excuse me. Longoria is the DH, now backing up after the first pitch strike thrown to Andrew Romine.
Slap to left field on a line, and it's going to be caught there by Borges. 1-2-3 inning for Ramirez. Lost last night. Trevor Thompson was here early this morning to check out the 5 in the clubhouse. Trev, what'd you find out?
Well, guys, the mood inside the clubhouse was pretty much subdued today, especially given the news that Iglesias may have to go on the disabled list. They want to certainly check out his condition, but all the sentiment in there about last night's game was it was a pretty strange game all the way around, and they were still talking about Ian Kinsler getting called off that ball by a fan here in the Trop, where the acoustics, Brad Osmus said, we're to blame for that. You can hear everybody in the stands here. There are so few of them, and that guy called off Kinsler last night. Strangest play that Brad said he's ever seen. Never saw that before.
Hey, Trev, you've seen a stranger game in the time that you've been covering baseball. Rod and I both agree it was one of the weirdest we've seen.
It certainly is, but as you guys mentioned, you stick around baseball long enough, you're going to see something you've never seen before, so I guess you can file it under that.
This is also true. Tim Beckham will lead things off. It'll be Beckham, Robertson, and Sucre here in the second, facing Norris. Daniel missing inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Beckham up to 6th in the lineup today with the lefty on the mound for the Tigers. And Beckham with a couple of hits, including a homer in the series. Swing and a miss.
Good changeup there thrown by Daniel, who is found a feel for that pitch early in this season. And the majority of his off-speed stuff here today has been the breaking ball, but that was an outstanding changeup thrown to Beckham.
Norris's 3rd career start against the Rays, 2.25 ERA against Tampa coming in. Hard hit ball off the glove of Machado into left center field. Beckham takes a turn and holds.
That's a good at-bat by Beckham. He threw him a slow breaking ball for a strike. He threw him a changeup at 85 for a strike, and then Daniel came back with a 94-mile-per-hour fastball, and Beckham hit an absolute seed right at Machado.
Leadoff base hit for Beckham. That'll bring up Daniel Robertson. Well, the ball seems to be finding Machado early in this game. Filling in for Iglesias. Robertson in 9 games this year, 4 hits in 23 at-bats. Popped up foul. And Avila will not get there.
And Kevin Cash, the manager of the Tampa Bay Rays, realizes he has to get Robertson going. He also has to get Ricky Weeks going. Both guys in the lineup today against the left-hander Daniel Norris. Both guys off to slow starts.
Now Norris with the 0-1.
That's one of the toughest things for a manager to do once the regular season has begun, especially the first couple of weeks, and that's getting all 25 guys on your roster enough playing time to somehow keep as sharp as they were in spring training, and it's impossible.
The 0-2. Bouncer back to the mound, up the middle, and Kinsler, quick flip, relay, not in time. Wow, great play up there up the middle by Kinsler and Machado.
Kinsler not usually very flashy. I mean, he plays the game the right way all the time, but every now and then he will show you some athleticism and he will show you some flash at the second base position. He grabs it. The best way to try to turn 2 will simply flip underneath with the glove. The only thing there that might have helped them turn the double play is if the youngster barehands that ball. He might have had more time to simply turn and throw to first base instead of taking out of the glove and trying to get the double play.
You're right about Kinsler. He's not really all about flash, but every now and then he'll turn a play like that. He'll just simply flip it out of the glove. And Machado nearly turned it. Here is Jesus Sucre. Ball 1 to Sucre. Derek Norris caught the first 2 games. Sucre behind the dish in this one. He is 3 for 12 this year. One of those hits was a homer. Sucre was acquired from Seattle this past offseason. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, another real good changeup there thrown by Daniel. Good arm speed, good arm action, and that's the key. And here's the grip coming off those 3 fingers. He's got the thumb tucked underneath. It's a beautiful pitch.
Robertson at first with 1 out. Each team got a run in the first inning. Sucre a little bit of time in the big leagues last year. Most of his season was in the minor leagues. He played with Seattle last year. And another toss to first.
Something else that Daniel does very well, kind of holds the running game, shuts it down. It takes very little time getting the ball to home plate. He fields his position. And when they do try to bunt on him, Daniel can make a play.
Daniel Norris is one of the more athletic pitchers you will find.
That's right.
Swing and a miss.
Ooh, they found something today with that change piece. It's been a beautiful pitch so far for Daniel. Real good arm slot, releasing it out in front. 10 miles per hour differential in speeds off the fastball. I think what the Tigers have learned in the series, in the very first game against Fulmer, the Rays hitters came out very aggressive. They jumped on every fastball that Michael threw that day. They did the same thing to Jordan in last night's game. That would be Zimmerman. But then Jordan started to throw more breaking balls and incorporate some off-speed stuff for first pitches later on in the contest. And he was able to slow him down. And I think Daniel has already started to throw a lot of off-speed pitches here today, knowing they're hunting fastballs.
Swing and a miss. He dusted him at 94 up top.
And we talked about Daniel at the top of our show. His last outing, good breaking balls at the bottom of the zone. Then he'll come back up top and finish you off with that fastball. He's already tried to do that several times. If you weren't with us yesterday, we told you that when Justin Verlander was throwing his bullpen, I believe a couple of days ago, there was Daniel Norris watching every single pitch that Verlander threw during the bullpen session. And we know Verlander, he's been living with that fastball upstairs for about 1.5 years now.
Here is Peter Borges with 2 outs. He is the number 9 hitter for the Rays.
And he pinch ran for Evan Longoria in the bottom half of the 9th inning last night and came home with the winning run.
Borges, originally an Angel in his major league career, spent some time in St. Louis as well. He can be a nice little weapon off your bench in terms of the speed that he can bring. And as you mentioned, he scored the game-winning run last night.
Good defender, too. He can help you out defensively.
Rays got him from the White Sox toward the end of spring training. Line to right field, base hit. Robertson will go to third, and Borges has an opposite field single. Second hit of the inning for the Rays. Now first and third with 2 outs.
It's a fastball. Looks like it may be off the plate just a hair. It's up in the strike zone. Good swing by Borges. Whistling that ball down the right field corner. Nice job by Collins getting over there to cut it off to make sure Borges, stays out of scoring position.
Now a 2-out chance for the leadoff man, Steven Souza. Rays now have 3 hits against Norris.
Yeah, Souza has been their hottest hitter this year. And .339 with a couple of home runs, 12 driven in that leadoff spot. He loves to swing at the first pitch, too, so be careful.
Swing and a miss, 0-1. Souza with a couple of RBIs in the series. Had a double, scored a run in the first. They'll give up the right side of the infield. Outfield mostly straight on Souza.
And Nora's still doing a real nice job of getting ahead of the Rays. 8 of 10 in first pitch strikes thrown so far this afternoon for Daniel.
Now the 0-1. 93 right at the top of the strike zone. Didn't get the call though.
He threw it right to the glove of James McCann. This is exactly where they wanted this pitch. Look at the glove of McCann. It's a four-seam fastball. McCann has the glove at the top of the strike zone, but a nice take by Souza Jr. He wants it at the top of the strike zone.
Daniel wanted the call, didn't get it.
He sure did.
Right back up there.
Daniel stands on the third base side of the rubber. And what it allows him to do and what it helps him to do, and being left-handed, it allows him to get the ball inside to the right-handed batters when he chooses to do so. I mean, he's about as far on the third base side as that pitching rubber as you can go. They're going inside, too.
Flared toward right field. Collins on the move, still coming, gonna drop, and it's gonna get by Tyler. 2 runs will score. Souza is on his way to third, and he is in there safely.
Souza, man, he needs to go out and buy a couple of lottery tickets, doesn't he?
You're not kidding, man. That's the 3rd time that he's gotten a break in the outfield. That ball just leaped over Collins.
They have new turf here in Tampa. It's not as bouncy as the artificial turf back in the day when it used to be in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and Kansas City. But he fights off a breaking ball. Collins can't get there, and the ball simply bounces away from Collins, which allows Souza Jr. to get a triple and drive in 2 more. One of the things you have to be aware of if you're an outfielder here and you don't play here on a nightly basis, those balls will bounce over your head if you get too close to them.
3-1 Rays lead. And now Kiermaier.
I mean, not only did that ball bounce away from Tyler Collins, it had some kind of spin on it that spun away from him.
Good block by McCann. Souza gets 2 RBIs on the play, 14 for the year, 2-run lead for the Rays. Kiermaier had a sacrifice in his first at bat. Two balls, no strikes. High, laid off, ball 3. Nora's had that string going of 21 consecutive starts of 3 earned runs or less. 2 of the 3 that he's given up today are earned runs.
It's a very impressive stat.
There's a 3-0 take for strike 1. Kiermaier in the series 4 for 9. He's got a couple of doubles. He has been one of their hotter hitters coming in. 8 for his last 17. Swing and a miss. Kiermaier out in front.
And Daniel, great feel for all of his off-speed pitches here. And whether it be the slider, whether it be the curveball or the changeup, he's been able to throw all of them for strikes.
Line drive, base hit right field. Another run will score. Kiermaier with an RBI single, and it's 4-1 Tampa Bay. Souza comes in to score.
It's a breaking ball hit off the end of the bat. And by Kiermaier for a base hit and an RBI. And Tigers right now, boy, just can't catch a break. So you got to make your own breaks.
4 runs on 5 hits now for the Rays. Rich Doobie coming out of the dugout. All 3 of the runs here in the second, scoring with 2 outs. And they've got Longoria to deal with. Longoria struck out in his first at bat. Tigers led 1-0 on the leadoff home run by Kinsler to start the game, but it's been all Tampa Bay since. Oh, 1 on Longoria. On base 4 times in last night's ball game. Drilled to left field. That's a base hit. Kiermaier to second, and the Rays have their hitting shoes on here in the second inning. That is 4 consecutive hits. And there's some action in the Tigers' pen. Nobody throwing yet, but some guys getting loose.
Yep. Yeah, Daniel Norris has thrown 25 pitches already in this inning.
Now Ricky Weeks Jr. He reached out an error by Machado, which allowed a run to score in the first inning. 2 on and 2 out.
It's a nice job by Daniel. You want to make sure you do not allow Kiermaier to get a good jump to steal third base. He's already stolen third base in this series, and he's stolen third base 13 times in his major league career.
Oh, and 1 on Weeks.
And last time Weeks was up, Daniel Norris was able to get ahead of Weeks with a couple of breaking balls.
The 0-1. Weeks spent the first 10 years of his major league career with the Milwaukee Brewers. He was a high draft choice, number 2 overall back in 03. That was the year that Delman Young went number 1 overall.
Out of Daytona Beach, Florida. Yeah, Ricky was a very athletic player, a lot of talent, could run, throw, hit. Wasn't much he couldn't do.
Swing and a miss. Hit for power 3 times, over 20 home runs in a season for Weeks. He's got 2 men on here with 2 out. And 3 runs in for the Rays. They lead 4-1. And Norris right now trying to shut down this lengthy inning. This is the 8th man to bat here in the second. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That'll take care of the Rays. However, they scored 3 times, and we go to the 3rd. They now lead 4-1 as we go to the top of the third in the series finale here. Time now for the Bernstein advantage, and the Tigers offense has had the advantage against Erasmo Ramirez.
Yeah, batting average over 350, the on-base percentage over 400. Look at that BABIP there at 440. That's batted balls put in play. Batting average for the Tigers against Ramirez, 440.
Did you pulling out the BABIP?
Yeah, they put it up there, so I'm going to spit it out.
Jacoby Jones will lead things off. Jones, Machado, and then Kinsler facing Erasmo Ramirez. Jacoby batting 182 with one home run this year. That was hit on opening day. And Jones looks at a ball outside, 1-1.
Jacoby had a rough night last night. He will probably play in the big leagues for the next decade and probably not have a night like last night. He lost a couple of balls. Well, they said one, the fans out in the outfield were saying something, but one he did lose in the outfield. He punched out a few times, and he also had that bunt play that he didn't run on Longoria, turned that spectacular double play. A lot went on for him last night. He will never have another night like that. The future's awfully bright for Jacoby Jones.
He's trying to snap the 0 for 11. Behind in the count, 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. One away here in the third. Strikeout for Ramirez. You stay tuned to Tigers Live following the game. We will select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. Here is Dixon Machado. Machado sends a ground ball left side. Robertson gloves it there. 2 gone. Eight straight retired by Ramirez after the leadoff home run by Kinsler. Speaking of which, here is Ian. Who had Kinsler today and picked the stick? Do you remember?
I think Shep took him today.
Shep?
Yeah. So he's on the board today.
He's on the board big time today. That home run by Kins, his 3rd of the year. There's a strike called, 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes.
In case you tuned in a little bit tardy, yeah, the first leadoff home run of the season for Ian Kinsler after establishing a franchise record 8 of those last year.
Mentioned Ramirez last year. He gave up 14 home runs as a reliever, including 2 walk-off home runs. Kinsler got him in the first. Here's the 0-2. Off the plate, 1-2.
And so far, Ramirez very economical with his pitches thrown. He's only thrown 36, making his first start of the year. He'll only go 75, maybe 80. So he is making the most out of this outing so far.
Awkward swing there by Kinsler.
That two-seam fastball had a lot of running action on it. Ran in on the hands of Ian. Ramirez throws nothing straight. Cutters, sinkers, off-speed stuff. Not overpowering. Everything away for the most part to the left-handers and the right-handers.
Ramirez gets another strikeout. That's going to be his 4th of the ball game. third. Mario and Rod back here in St. Petersburg, and I guess you could say the Rays taking advantage of their home court, so to speak. We've had some wacky stuff going on this series.
We've been coming in for a long, long time, and in the 3-game series here, we've seen more wacky stuff than we've seen in those 15 years. But you also have to give the Rays some credit, man. This is a different team. I mean, these guys are swinging the bat. I mean, this team used to be sort of passive. They used to try to work counts and get base on balls. This team is swinging the bat in this series.
They have been super aggressive, to be sure. Brad Miller leads it off. And Norris delivers a strike.
And Chad Mottola is the hitting coach here now in Tampa. Derek Shelton seemed like he was here forever.
Yeah, seemed like it. Driven high in the air to left. That's going to be playable for Romine. One gone. Time for a game break now with Matt Shepard. That's in jeopardy, it appears.
Yeah, he might shatter that today.
Here is Tim Beckham.
And the Blue Jays team is scuffling, man.
I'm really, really surprised by that. I mean, I know that Encarnacion is no longer part of their team. There's the pitch count on Norris. You see 29 to the second.
They come in with the fewest wins in the major leagues due to Toronto Blue Jays. They've only won 3 games this year. They've lost 11.
Yikes. Oh, look at that.
And that's a division right there where you get off to a real sluggish start in the month of April.
Good night.
And you can bury yourself. You could get buried in that division.
Baltimore, New York, Boston, all really good offensive teams. These Rays, man, thanks to their home record, they're hanging in there.
And the schedule makers really did not do the Rays any favors. In their first 46 games of this year, they will play one series against a team that had under a 500 record a season ago, and that's the Miami Marlins. Of their first 46 games, every single series except one is against a team that had better than a 500 record last year. And of course, most of those games are against the East for them.
Well, I think, and I don't know how you feel about this, and so much is made about the fact that, yes, it's April, yes, it's very early, but as you mentioned, you bury yourself early in the month of April, and it's tough to dig out of that hole.
Well, Toronto's 6.5 back right now, and if they don't start playing a little bit better, I mean, they could be at 10 back before it's all said and done.
2-2 on Beckham. Ripped to short, and a backhanded play by Machado.
I don't know if this young man Beckham is turning the corner or not, Mario, but he has had some outstanding plate appearances in the series. He hit a home run against Michael Fulmer the other night, and every time he swings the bat, he's hitting a ball extremely hard. They've been waiting for him for years, former #1 draft choice, and Tim Beckham.
Yeah, since 08 they've been waiting, and maybe he is turning the corner this year. Rays certainly hope so. Strike called on Daniel Robertson. Reaching on a fielder's choice and scoring a run. Norris needs a fast inning after that 29-pitch second.
He's been able to bury that slider or that curveball down at the back foot of the right-handers most of the afternoon.
That one skipped in the dirt. 2-1. Here's the 2-1.
That's when you know you've got some confidence in your fastball. 2-1 count in the big leagues against a good fastball hitter. Here it is, hit it.
93 up top on that last one from Norris. Now the 2-2. Slicing down the right field line. And Collins can't get there. Back into the seats.
Tigers outfielders can't wait to get out of this place.
You're not kidding, man. You are not kidding.
They like, let's get out of here.
And we talked about this a couple of nights ago, how An outfield like this can make you or take your aggressiveness away, I think.
It can. I mean, you're a little leery out there.
Ground ball, third base side, behind the bag. It's a foul ball.
Old Country Joe down at third base.
That was about as emphatic as you will see from Country Joe.
They got him off his couch to get here today.
Threw on a wristband, threw the hat on. Let's go. If you missed it earlier, Larry Vanover had to leave for personal reasons, so Country Joe joined us about, I don't know, second inning, I think. Patrolling third base. 2-2 on Robertson. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Norris bouncing back with a 1-2-3 third inning, including a strikeout of Robertson. Fans, this year's Pink Out the Park will be held Wednesday, May 17th. Tigers take on the Orioles. Help support breast cancer research with a special ticket package. It includes a commemorative t-shirt, game ticket, and donation to the Carmanos Cancer Institute. Check it out online, tigers.com/pinkout. And back to work goes Ramirez. Facing Tyler Collins. 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Collins, Cabrera, Castellanos. Home run by Kinsler in the first inning, the only Tigers run so far. Tyler fly to center field in his first at bat. Bouncing ball foul, first base side. By the way, we've got a happy birthday to pass along, Rod.
Who was that?
Bill Ormsby celebrating his 90th birthday, a lifelong Tigers fan from the great city of Charlevoix.
Look out, Bill. Happy birthday.
Hey, Bill, you got to look out right out. Happy birthday indeed. Here's the 0-2. Drill to right field and got to be caught. Oh, Souza had a little trouble with that. 1 out. Well, Menards brings you the big money encounter, and Miggy, you touched on this a little bit earlier, 6 straight games with an RBI.
Yeah, only Christian Yelich of the Miami Marlins has more active streak of driving in a run in consecutive games.
Cabrera bounced out to the third baseman his first time up.
Yeah, Miggy might be sitting on something soft right here should he get it from Ramirez. Miguel's good enough and has been great in his career. When he looks for a pitch and he gets it, he doesn't miss it because he doesn't try to do too much with it. Back-to-back fastballs. Miguel has not flinched at either. Might be sitting on something soft. We'll see. Here it comes. Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah, he wanted down too.
Ripped to third, and right there is Robertson.
I know Mick like a book. He was sitting on something soft and he got it, and he doesn't miss it. Unfortunately for him, he hit it right at Robertson. That's a little changeup that they want down, that they left that ball right over the heart of the plate, and he's lucky that Miguel wasn't circling the pillows after that changeup up in the strike zone.
That'll bring up Castellanos with 2 outs. So Ramirez, making the spot start today, has now retired 11 consecutive Tigers. 0-1. Ten of 13, first pitch, strikes. After the leadoff home run by Kinsler, everybody has been set down. Strike 2 called on Nick. Shifting on Castellanos to the left side of the infield. Outfield the other way. Up and in. Both of his triples last night were hit to the opposite field. And the first one was nearly a home run off the right field wall.
That was a good sign for Nicholas, because in the previous games in Cleveland, he had become way too pull happy and was not having the same kind of success he enjoyed earlier in the season. He brought this up last night, though. Nick had pretty much been hitting in some tough luck too.
A lot of line drives on that first homestand that were hit directly at people. And that's part of baseball you just cannot control. 2-2 on Castellanos. Line drive, base hit left field. Well, they had him shifted, but he found a hole. It's a 2-out single for Castellanos.
It's a nice job here on the breaking ball. It appears he gets that front foot down. Nothing can happen till that front foot gets down for Castellanos. And then you get the weight transfer and you get the great direction to the baseball. And he hits an absolute missile right past the third baseman. That's a picture-perfect swing by the talented right-hander.
11 in a row had been set down prior to that single by Castellanos. Bring up Avila. Alex struck out to end the first. And again, Ramirez gets ahead with strike 1.
And first time up today against Avila, everything he threw him was off the plate outside or on the corner. And whether it was a fading changeup or that backdoor breaking ball. Avila has gotten quite a few hits the opposite way this year. He's gone up the middle. He hasn't been as pull happy. But the Rays not buying it. Small sample size. He can go in this direction. He can go in that gap. He went. Didn't he go against the traffic? That a big home run in Cleveland?
Yep. Left center field. 1 ball, 1 strike on Avila. Runner goes. High fly ball center field. Kiermaier going back, circles under it, and makes the catch.
Another ball hit right on the screws by Avila.
No runs, did a hit, 1 man left. Ichiro Suzuki is homer against the Mariners, the oldest player to homer since Julio Franco back in '07. Boy, he's a great player.
Man, have I thoroughly enjoyed watching him play the game. And one of the best players I've ever seen. Look how cool he is, though, man. He put the S in swag, didn't he?
Thank you.
Look how he strolls in the dugout. A little fist bump there to Manning.
Thank you.
Oh, he's cool.
There's a soft line drive, base hit to center field. Sucre leads it off with a single.
I mean, we were talking about Ichiro last night. First 10 years here stateside. This is after playing 7 years in Japan and winning 7 batting titles in Japan. He made 10 straight All-Star teams and won 10 straight Gold Gloves. Amazing talent he was.
Peter Borges.
There's no question he's a Hall of Fame player here stateside too, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think so. Think about Ichiro and all the years he played before he even got here.
Right.
To be able to maintain the physical shape that he is in. I mean, he's a fiend when it comes to stretching. He really believes that is a big part of his success.
He never really lifted a whole lot of weights. Very durable. Very seldom did he miss games. He's had a brilliant career.
.333 among the actives. That is number 1. Beltre gaining on 3,000.
Beltre is going to get there this year. Mickey's over 2,500.
Borges had a single, scored a run. Cabrera's going to get to 3,500 home runs and beyond. Four to 1 Rays lead. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Bouncing ball to short. On the charge, Machado gets the out at second. Fielder's choice.
What you got on Miggy here? 1 home run shy of becoming the 9th in Major League history with 450 homers and 1,500 RBI before the age of 35. I think for the next couple of years, every time Miguel does something special, whether it be a home run or an RBI or a double, we're going to talk about someone that he's passing that's in the Hall of Fame.
It's been a fabulous career, and it's still going strong. Here is Steven Souza. They'll keep an eye on Borges, and with good reason. He can run.
I was talking to Rick Williams, who scouts for the Atlanta Braves in spring training when I was down in Lakeland, and we were sitting in the stands, and he was talking about Miguel Cabrera. He used to coach in the Florida Marlins organization when Miggy was a rookie. And he said he was having a conversation with Miggy and just kind of talking about and reminiscing about his career. And he said Miguel told him that he can't believe how fast it's gone.
Really?
Yeah. He's 34 years old, and he kind of knows that, you know, it's getting close to this being over. I mean, he's been doing it for so long, and Miggy's starting to understand and recognize that, man, I'm 34 years old now. I've been doing this a long time, and can't believe how fast it's gone. That's why you have to enjoy every day that you're in the big leagues.
It's interesting that he says that, because he is still going strong, is still producing at an elite level. Yet he understands that he's been in the game a while now. I mean, in a weird kind of way, when you get to that point in your life, you start to wonder, man, I wonder how many airplane rides I've taken, how many hotels I've stayed in.
Crazy. A lot. It's been a lot. A lot of traffic. We've been awfully blessed. Dave Clark's been in the game a long time as a player, coach, managed. Dave and I pretty much got in the game at the same time.
Is that right? 2-0. Low ball 3. Souza, double and a triple, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. $14 driven in now for Souza. That leads their team.
He's hitting well over 400 too at home in the early goings of this season. He came in batting .408, and he's doubled and tripled today.
Four runs, 7 hits for the Rays. Tigers have only 2 hits today and 1 run, the homer by Kinsler. There you go, 406 at home for Souza.
That's gone up a tick.
Thought he had a walk, not so. (3-2) on Souza.
It's a nice job of catching that ball by McCann. Nice and frame job.
Runner going and is fouled, back out of play.
And one of the things that I've been concentrating on today and watching McCann, he's getting set early. There was some problems earlier in the season where McCann was kind of moving too late. Therefore, when he did get to a ball that he should frame or present to the umpire to try to get that strike for the pitcher, he wasn't able to get it because he was moving late with his body. So they've been working hard with him to move before the pitcher turns back home to see the sign. They want him to be set. See how early he's setting?
Runner goes again, high fly ball, shallow right center field. Collins and Jones, and it's Jones. Two away. By the way, the Tigers host the Mariners in a 3-game series, April 25th through the 27th. Save on great seats with the weekday value pack. Get your 4 tickets, hot dogs, chips, and drinks, all for just $16 per person. Tigers.com/value or 866-66-TIGERS. See Miggy and the Tigers take on the M's. Here's Kiermaier. You were talking about McCann, and I guess a lot of that becomes muscle memory after a while. You just continue to practice it, practice it, practice it.
You know, you watch some of your really good catchers in baseball, whether it be Lucroy, whether it be Jason Castro, the catcher of the Minnesota Twins, guys that are known for being good game callers, guys that receive the baseball, guys that present the baseball to the umpire to give them a really good look at it. That's the same kind of a category that James McCann is trying to get into, and one of the ways you do it is you move early. You got to move early. You got to be set, because if you're moving, Mario, and the ball's on its way, you're not going to be able to frame it. You're not going to be able to hold that glove still. So you have to be in a stable position and have strong wrists, and so you can hold that baseball.
The 1-0.
Nice job.
Daniel's done a really good job in this game after that wacky second in which he gave up 3 runs. Been victimized by an error as well, allowing a run to score in the first. Kiermaier, RBI single and a sacrifice in this game.
Kiermaier's had a nice series from an offensive standpoint.
Swing and a miss.
And Daniel continues to throw that 4-seam fastball up in the strike zone. It's got some late life on it.
Kiermaier signed a 6-year contract extension at the end of March. Not bad for a guy that was selected in the 31st round.
Ooh.
And the 1-2 up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Should Kiermaier reach, Longoria waiting on deck. Norris has retired 6 of the last 7. picked off. Oh, he got back. Borges was leaning and somehow got back.
Well, Daniel threw the ball high over to Avila, and by the time Avila was able to reach up and grab it and then try to get back down to apply the tag, and that allowed the right hand to sneak in there at Peter Borges. If the throw is down and it's low, there's no doubt he's picked off here.
Tigers want to take a peek at this.
They'll wave it off. He was safe.
Yeah. Borges just got back in there. Just off the plate.
And Daniel thought he had strike three. He took a couple of steps toward the Tigers dugout after this curveball just missed off the plate.
I think Kiermaier was convinced he was going to get punched out too by his reaction. Runner will go on 3-2. High fly ball left field. Jones coming in, Romine is there, and Andrew hauls it in to retire the side. No runs, one hit, one left.
Top of the fifth, and an injury update on Jose Iglesias. The team had to wait till later this afternoon to decide whether or not he might go on the disabled list after that collision that ended last night's ball game at second base. Justin Upton thought he might be able to appear in today's game, but after taking some swings before BP today, his wrist was not ready to go. And JD Martinez will stay in Lakeland when the Tigers move on to Minnesota and begin running in the outfield and doing some agility tests on that foot as he rehabs in his comeback attempt, guys.
All right, Trent, thank you. The Tigers playing short-handed today without Iglesias.
Trev, you make sure you stay healthy. Boy, we need you in many.
It'll be McCann, Romine, and Jones here in the fifth inning facing Erasmo Ramirez, who had at one point retired 11 straight.
He's done a nice job. He has not overpowered the Tigers, but he's moved the baseball all around the plate with a mixture of fastballs that have gotten to 92 miles an hour, an occasional breaking ball and changeup. He's been awfully efficient.
Leadoff home run by Kinsler, and really that is it. Castellanos singled with 2 outs in the fourth, but he got Avila to fly out.
The Tigers haven't hit many hard balls today. Castellanos singled sharply. Miggy hit a ball hard to third.
The veteran Tommy Hunter is warming up in the Rays bullpen. .55 now for Ramirez. Pretty good ratio. Soft ground ball towards short, running Scoop Beckham. One gone. It's been a pretty good series for Beckham, hasn't it?
Offensively and defensively, he's played very well. He looks very relaxed out there.
Here's Romine now with one gone. Romine fly to left in his only at bat. One of the biggest Tigers wins last year was a comeback win they had in June here when they scored 8 runs in the 9th inning. They were down 7-2, ended up winning that game, and Ramirez was on the mound and gave up much of that damage in the 9th. But today they've not been able to touch him all that much.
Well, he stayed away from everybody, whether it be the left-handers or the right-handers. For the most part, everything away, fading change-ups down and away, two-seam fastballs down and away from the left-handers. Going out there again.
1-2. Oh, just missed. 2-2 the count on Romine. Ramirez has retired 13 of 14. Chopper to the right side on the back end there, Weeks. Ramirez covers, 2 gone. Hey, by the way, the Ultimate Fox Sports Studio Tour sweepstakes is on. Win a trip for 2 out to Los Angeles, California for a behind-the-scenes look at the Fox Sports Studios. For your chance to win this great prize, enter at any participating Aldi location or online at foxsportsdetroit.com. And if you happen to cruise by Santa Monica, look for the statue of Rod Allen out there in Santa Monica.
Yeah, they've been taking real good care of that. They keep it polished, man. They keep that thing clean, boy.
They keep it polished. Oh man, I'll tell you what, I've been to Santa Monica a couple of times in my life. You grew up in a really nice spot.
Oh my goodness, man, I have to pinch myself every time I go back there. I really do.
Jones loops one foul. Weeks runs out of room. Jacoby in the ball game, a strikeout, 0 for 1. And now 0 for his last 12, so Jacoby trying to bust out of it. Fanned 3 times the ball game last night. The 0-1 pitch. A little bit outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I was talking to Jacoby in the dugout today before the game, and I was asking him how much did he bunt in the minor leagues, whether it be with Pittsburgh or in the year he spent with the Tigers. He said occasionally he would bunt for a base hit, and he would bunt, sacrifice variety on occasion. So he says he has no problem bunting the baseball.
Long run, Souza sliding try, couldn't get there. Pretty good effort. Well, we've said this oftentimes about guys that have speed, and Iglesias kind of falls in this category. Maybe bunting a little bit more would be advantageous.
Especially if you're in an 0 for 12 skid, as Jacoby is right now. Every now and then you can drop one down that third baseline, and it just gets you going again, gets you confidence, gets you going. Obviously, you can't do it with 2 strikes, but it's something he might consider.
Ball 2.
But if you're Jacoby, the one thing you can't do here, and he's done some of this during the course of the fact that he's been struggling, they've thrown him so many breaking pitches that he gets himself in a situation where there's 2 strikes and he'll simply take that fastball. But you have to be ready for that fastball. Here comes that fastball. You just can't take it. You got to be ready for it. You can't be looking for something off speed.
Swing and a miss. Tigers go 1-2-3 here in the 5th inning. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire. On Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded car company 3 years in a row. Here is Evan Longoria to lead things off against Daniel Norris. First pitch, bounce back up the middle. Kinsler on the backhand, one gone. So Longoria now 1 for 3. We'll bring him Ricky Weeks Jr. Weeks reaching on an error which allowed a run to score in the first. Ricky also a strikeout in this game.
Daniel continues to pretty much pitch the exact same way that he pitched in Cleveland his last outing. And really good breaking balls, whether it be the slider, the curveball, changeup, bottom of the zone, and then elevating fastballs, getting some swings and misses.
Problem today is, to this point, the Tigers have not been able to back him up with much offense.
Nope, Ramirez has been very good.
Weeks cuts and misses again.
He can go a couple of different ways with Ricky Weeks. He's already punched him out once today. That was on the breaking ball that was down. He can go back upstairs, or he can bury another breaking ball and get a swing and miss.
Laid off. Weeks playing first base today. Had not played first base in his career until spring training this year with the Rays. Played second base when he came up, and he held off again on the elevated fastball.
And Daniel has enough confidence in his off-speed pitch to throw one right here. He's thrown several off-speed pitches today. As a matter of fact, he's thrown 85 pitches, about 50% fastball, 50% breaking balls.
Walked him.
Let's take a look at Daniel's overall body of work today against the Tampa Bay Rays, who all of a sudden have gotten hot. We told you most of the breaking balls, most of the changeups have been at the bottom of the zone. Outstanding arm speed. You can see by the swings that the hitters are fooled on most of these pitches. Most of the fastballs have been up, breaking balls have been down. And there's the usage, 50% fastball. The rest gets a combined 50%, the curve, slider, and the change. Heavy dose of sliders today.
Now Brad Miller. Miller pop up on a fly ball. Rays have not scored since getting 3 in the second as Norris has settled into this one. Oh, 0-2 the count. Ball high. Rays coming into this game had whiffed 168 times, which was by far the most in the American League. Norris has struck out 3 in the game today. Line to left, that's going to get down, a base hit. Romine over to cut it off nicely. Weeks will go to third, and diving in with a double is Miller.
It's a four-seam fastball outside that Miller hits the opposite way. Andrew Romine in left field, playing left center field, did a very nice job to get there to cut the ball off. He got it back to second base, which forced Miller into the headfirst slide, and he slid in safely. But a nice job by Romine cutting that baseball off. If he doesn't, and then Ricky Weeks is able to score from first base on that double.
That'll bring up Beckham now. Tigers drawing the infield in a couple of steps.
Yeah, Beckham's been hitting the ball hard the entire series. Daniel needs a strikeout now.
And recently now the Rays have done a good job of laying off that 94 up the letters. Beckham a single and a line out. A line drive in his last at bat right at the shortstop. Popped him up. First base side. Look at Norris come charging in. Look out. And the ball drops.
Boy, oh boy.
Avila was there to make the play, and Norris came flying in out of nowhere. Well, that just can't happen.
Daniel Norris has seen so many balls drop in the last couple of days. He was going to do his best to make sure that one didn't drop, and interfered with Avila, and neither guy could make the play.
Well, hopefully that won't haunt the Tigers here. They had Beckham out.
I can never remember the Tigers coming here in the 15 years I've been a part of the organization when they've had some difficulty like this with this roof here.
Every game.
Yeah. That one, not so much the roof there. That's just Daniel Norris wanting to make a play and not allowing Avila to do his job.
Two balls and one strike. Well, I think he touched on it. Maybe the weirdness in this series caused Norris to come bolting in and think, you know what, I'm going to make this myself.
There's no doubt about that. He was going to make that play just in case Avila didn't see it.
2-1 on Tim Beckham. Ball 3.
The Tampa Bay Rays are batting .348 in the series with runners in scoring position, nearly .350 in risk situations. They are 2 for 5 today.
Soppold warming up for the Tigers. 3-1 count on Beckham. Little chopper, third base side. Castellanos barehanded play to throw him out. Dropped by Avila, but he held it long enough, and a run will score. Infield hit for Beckham and an RBI. Oh, no, he's out. I beg your pardon. He was out at first base. So that's a fielder's choice and an RBI for Beckham. So Beckham gets his 4th RBI. That makes it a 5-1 ball game. And now Robertson with a runner at third. Robertson reaching out a fielder's choice and scoring a run. He is 0 for 2 officially in this game. (5-1) Rays lead. Ball 2. Tigers came into play today at 8-6. Everybody else in the Central was 7-7. Cleveland, KC, White Sox, and Minnesota.
Everybody all bunched up.
Fouled away. Five runs on 8 hits for the Rays. Tigers are run on 2 hits. Look at that.
It's going to be a very competitive division, as it always is.
It is. Kansas City got off to a really slow start, but they played better baseball.
And they are a much better team than the start they got off to, for sure. It's a talented baseball team in Kansas City.
2-2. Daniel Robertson. Norris getting ready to throw his 100th pitch. Full count, 3-2. The 2 Tigers hits in this game. The home run by Kinsler and a single by Castellanos. That's it. Kinsler's home run led off the game. Here's the bye inning for Norris, who had 29 in the second.
Yeah, he's had a couple of stressful innings. Second, and also this one he's thrown 21. Might be his last hitter.
Second walk in the inning for Daniel, and that appears to be it. Here goes Brad. They've had Soppold warming up. So the Tigers go to the bullpen. It'll be a wall-side windows pitching change. Daniel Norris out of the game, and we'll be back. As we play in the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, and they have 2 on. And the Tigers have gone to the bullpen now. Warwick Soppold is in.
Pitched 1 inning on Tuesday here against the Rays. Did not give up anything. He did walk 1, but he punched out 2 in 21 pitches thrown. Here's video proof of the outing a couple of nights ago for Warwick. Good 2-seam fastball, lots of off-speed pitches, throws lots of strikes. He's been doing that since he became a Tiger.
Now Soppold called on here to strand a couple of runners. Sucre looks at a strike.
He was Toledo's pitcher of the year last year and compiling a 7-2 record with a 2.30 ERA. 50 strikeouts in 18 games for Warwick. 11 starts last year in Toledo, so he pitched outstanding last year for the Mud Hens.
McCann blocks it. Soppold, a product of Australia. The Tigers extend their tentacles into Australia in terms of developing players. One ball, one strike. Sucre is single and a strikeout in the game. Norris leaves with 2 outs here in the 5th. Way outside to the backstop it goes. Might be a play at the plate. And he's out.
Great hustle by Warwick Soppold.
Miller tried to score. Great shovel pass from McCann, and Soppold was there. Out.
The bottom half of the 5th inning, the Tigers finally have had a bounce go their way. And it's a ball that gets past James McCann, but bounces right back to him. Nice job by Soppold getting there and then getting that leg in front of Miller as he slid in head first. Miller's hand never got to the plate. Nice tag by Warwick. But this series, if you are just joining us, here's what's gone on. On Tuesday, Jones barely makes a catch on a ball that was lost. You had some balls being lost in the outfield. Brad told us after the game that someone from the stands was hollering, "I got the baseball," and the Tigers did not make the play. Here's today a couple of balls in right field. Then you had this play right here. So it's just been one of those kinds of series here. The balls that have gone up in the air, the Tigers have had a difficult time of corralling them.
Been one of those series. Got a wall-side windows pitching change. Rays now lead 5-1. They've got a new right-hander in, Chase Whitley. And he will face Dixon Machado to get things started.
And last season with the Rays, he pitched in 5 games, 14 1/3, had a good ERA. 15 strikeouts, only 3 walks for Whitley.
Machado a ground out. Whitley was recalled when Odorizzi was placed on the disabled list.
Now he's got a fastball that'll top out at about 93. And he also has a slider. He's got a cutter and a changeup.
Whitley born in Alabama. Three and one. Ramirez retired 15 of his last 16. Bouncing ball left side of the infield, cut off by Beckham. And Machado is out. One away here in the 6th. Friday, April 28th, the Tigers battle the White Sox, 7:10 p.m. start. Take advantage of the Liney Fridays party pack. Get a game ticket voucher for a 20-ounce beer, starting as low as $19 while supplies last. Tigers.com/Fridays for more information. It's 1 week from tomorrow. Well, not a whole lot for Tigers fans to cheer about yet here today. Here's Kinsler. He gave him something to cheer about to start the game with a home run.
Yeah, Tigers are off to a good start. Tigers off to a good start on the first game of the series, too, when Miguel homered in the very first inning against Matt Andriese, their starter that night. It was pretty much all Tampa after that.
Andriese retired 12 in a row in his start. Ramirez today retired 11 straight Tigers in his start. Line to center field, Kiermaier. 2 gone. Now Tyler Collins. 2 fly balls today for Collins, 1 to center, 1 to right.
Anybody that goes to the plate, the Rays just know they got to shift automatically.
It's amazing.
Everybody that goes to the plate, they just play him to pull on the infield. Everybody, even Machado.
There's a strike. And when you got a guy like Machado who really didn't have that long of a track record in the major leagues, I mean, what are they basing that on?
Well, they're just basing it on the most guys like to pull the ball on the ground, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got a lot of statistical data that backs up everything that they do.
0-2 on Collins.
I mean, to be fair, though, I mean, they're going to have to spend a little bit more money as far as their payroll is concerned, though, if they're really going to compete in their division. I mean, you can move as much as you want to move, but if you don't have the same kind of talent as the other teams have, then you're not going to win.
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, you can try and game the system a little bit by using the analytics, but sooner or later, you do need some of those boppers in the middle of the lineup.
I mean, because there was a time when Joe Madden was here when they were heavy in the analytics and other teams were just catching up. And they were able to win a lot of those games. But now everybody's in on the analytics. I mean, whether it be the Atlanta Braves, whether it be the Detroit Tigers, whether it be the New York Yankees, the Boston Red Sox. I mean, everybody has beefed up their analytical department. But they also have some really good players, too.
Fly ball in the air to center field. Kiermaier going to run this one down as well. Tigers go 1-2-3 against Whitley here in the 6th. Illinois, where the Tigers stay here in St. Petersburg. And, well, the stay has not been a very nice one so far, Rob. They dropped the first 2 games of the series. Weird night last night, and the weirdness continued today. But Daniel Norris, I think, really kind of settled into this game.
He did. I mean, he didn't have his great stuff today, but you like to see the young pitchers when they do go out there to battle when they don't have their best stuff. The Rays have played good baseball here at home this year, and the Tigers are trying to prevent something that's not happened since 2010, and that's to be swept by the Rays.
Well, still plenty of time, but they'll have to get the bats going as Sucre pops up the first pitch. And Jacoby Jones hauls it in, 1 gone. Here is Peter Borges. Borges a single, run scored in the second, reaching on a fielder's choice in the 4th. And Sapol deals outside, 1-0. Borges got out in front of that one and yanked it foul. Borges last year with the Phillies hit .251, 23 RBIs, limited playing time. There was a time early on in his career where Borges was really being talked about as one of the bright young players in the game with the Angels. And then Mike Trout showed up. Borges is going to be thrown out at first base. 2 gone now. Check in with the game break. Here is Matt Shepard. It's been a while.
Absolutely. You don't see it very often, Shep.
Here is Souza, the top of the order now with 2 outs. So strange things going on here in Tampa and apparently in Minnesota as well. That one rolled foul right into the Tigers bullpen.
One of the things that I've noticed about Susan, I'm sure the Tigers understand it by now, and they'll make sure the next time they see Tampa, they realize that he swings at every first pitch, and he swings at literally everything they throw up there that's a strike. I mean, this guy's been aggressive, and it's one of the reasons why he's off to one of his best starts in his career.
Well, a double and a triple in this game, plus a couple of RBIs. He's knocked in 4 in the series for the Rays.
Hitting well over 400 at home this year.
Got him looking. How about Sapo?
Look out, Sapo. I see you.
1, 2, 3, 6. We go to the 7th. Pittsburgh here. Chevrolet's most dependable player will go with Miguel Cabrera. Home runs among active players.
How many Hall of Famers you got on that list right there?
Pujols, Cabrera, Beltran. Beltran's probably going to get in. Ooh, there's a rocket to center. But Kiermaier runs it down.
Miggy has hit a couple of balls very hard today, but their defenders have been able to make the plays. Hit a rocket at the third baseman his last time up.
0 for 3 from Miggy. A frustrating 0 for 3 after rocketing that one.
And Miguel hits his ball. Kiermaier runs down and like, what do I have to do to get a knock today?
Here's Castellanos. Nicholas with a single and a strikeout, one of just 2 Tigers hits.
And last 3 outs made by Tigers bats. And to the center fielder Kiermaier, and might as well try somebody else. He's pretty good out there.
Whitley came on, had a 1-2-3 6th after Ramirez was almost untouchable for the first 5. I really thought after last night's game and how frustrating it had to be that Kinsler comes out, hits a home run to start this game. This ball club was going to roll today.
Yep. Ramirez had other ideas.
We're facing a guy making a spot start here today. Here's the 2-1.
And it was also a guy that they had really good numbers against in Erasmo Ramirez. A lot of baseball to be played, man. Guys ain't even started sweating yet, as Jim Leland would say.
That's right.
Got a long way to go, man. It was Sparky. Sparky was like first 40 games, first 50 games. You really didn't, you didn't know what kind of team you had anyway.
Yep. And today's April 20th.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't know yet. It's nice to get off to a great start. There's so much baseball to be played.
3-2. And he lost in ball 4. Castellanos is aboard. That's good to see. Jose Iglesias is out in the dugout. Got that elbow all bandaged up. Iglesias took a nasty shot to the head of that final play of the game last night.
He's looking a little groggy, Dart.
Yeah. Tigers will make a decision on whether or not he goes to the disabled list later today.
A little easier to put guys on the disabled list nowadays that it's gone from 15 days to 10 days.
Ball 1 high. Avila with a fly ball and a strikeout. High fly ball. Borges under it. 2 gone. And Avila now is 0 for 3. We'll bring up McCann. Borges is a new Tampa Bay Ray, so it's not like he's really used to playing in this ballpark. But he had that one measured all the way.
And he's a center fielder by trade.
Yeah, good point. 2 outs now. McCann. Whitley has retired 5 of the 6 that he has faced. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Fly ball and a ground out for James, trying to snap it 0 for 16. This would be a good spot. They haven't played a pull on the infield. You know, Rob, with all the shifts we're seeing now, and as you mentioned, every team has beefed up their analytics department. I thought at this point we would see more players just try and go against the shift and maybe take the ball the other way, but I don't know that we've seen a lot of it.
No, we have not seen a lot of that, but what we are seeing in baseball is the trend in strikeouts and home runs. I mean, guys are developing different types of swings. Guys are talking about launch angle these days, which basically is an uppercut. And guys, instead of trying to drive the ball the other way, guys are trying to hit the ball into the seats.
I guess by my thinking, I figured that these shifts are really going to make a lot of guys better hitters because it's going to force them to go the other way.
There are some guys that have benefited from it. I mean, we watched Eric Hosmer of the Kansas City Royals start to get a lot of hits the other way. Moustakas did as well before he was injured last year. There are some left-handers and right-handers that have made a conscious effort of starting to try to drive the other ball the other way to try to beat some of the shifts, especially with runners in scoring position.
McCann strikes out swinging to end the 7th. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. We're in St. Petersburg, back at Tropicana Field. The Tigers trail this one
12 pitches thrown so far by Warwick. He's missed the strike zone with only 3 of those.
High drive in the air to center field. Jacoby going back. Track wall. Can't get it. It's gone. A home run. A home run to center field for Kevin Kiermaier. And it just snuck over the wall.
It's a backdoor breaking ball there that Kiermaier jumps all over. He's had one great series. Jacoby Jones, I'm not quite sure how big that wall is out there, but one of the things you have to do when you go back to the wall, you can't get too close to it, so when you elevate, you jump into the wall. He never gave himself a chance to jump up and elevate because he jumped right into the wall. But you can understand why. He never took his eye off the ball because they've had such a difficult time in this particular series with fly balls.
Well, you're right about Kiermaier, man. He's got 2 more hits. He's got 6 hits in the series.
Did he miss second base?
Nope. Country Joe said he didn't. If you were to miss a base on a home run.
Dude, you see how fast he was running?
He was running. Brad wants to appeal this. Well, somebody feels that he missed second.
Brad would not be appealing this unless he was 100% sure.
So this
he missed it.
Got to be legit here. Let's see. Now Kiermaier didn't know this was a home run, so there is a chance. He was running hard.
But he's looking. Oh, he got it there.
Man, that wasn't even close. This probably should not take very long to confirm. Oh, yeah. And he touched the base. And the Country Joe says, well, Marquez actually says, no, he touched it. So it's a homer for Kiermaier. 6-1. Here's Longoria. First one is in there for a strike on Longoria. Single in 3 at-bats for Longoria.
That is the first home run of the season for Kiermaier.
High drive in the air to left center field. Again, Jones back. Track, wall, leaps, and Jacoby makes the catch. Jones with a leaping play in left center.
And great concentration here by Jacoby. And not wanting to take his eye off the ball, not knowing exactly where that wall is, jumps up, makes the grab. Had a couple of more steps to go, but it's been a difficult time out there. Made a nice play, though.
That'll bring up Ricky Weeks. Ball 1.
And Weeks has gotten a steady diet of off-speed stuff in the game today, whether it be Daniel Norris, who started, or Warwick Saupold, who just started him off with a breaking ball.
Weeks over 2 with a walk. He has scored a run. Saupold came on, had a 1-2-3 6th, and then greeted by the home run from Kiermaier here in the 7th. Saupold about to throw his 20th pitch. 5 innings out of Norris in this game today. There's a swing and a miss.
Yeah, good two-seam fastball at 93 miles an hour with some nice running action in on the hands of Weeks. Look at the late life on this pitch.
Now the 3-2. Ricky's younger brother Jemile Weeks also played in the big leagues. Oakland, Boston, San Diego.
He played second base as well.
Oh, he nailed him. Weeks hit by the pitch. 1 out base runner. Let's check in with our showstopper. And for that. And we go out to Seattle. Mitch Haniger. Look at the numbers he's posting.
OPS over 1,000, batting nearly .325 with already 9 extra base hits and 15 stakes. Those will be RBIs.
Got him from the Diamondbacks. He was the Diamondbacks minor league player of the year last year. They got him in the Taijuan Walker deal.
Yeah, we'll see him next week when Seattle comes to town. And hopefully he's cooled off by then.
Here's Brad Miller. A lot of people thought that Seattle team would get onto a better start than they did. They are 7-9. They struggled out of the gate. Here's the 1-0 pitch.
Miller does not get cheated, does he?
Rarely.
He is up there looking to hit the ball into the seats.
He doubled at his last at bat. Miller hit 30 in the seats last year. Popped him up. Shallow left field for Romine. 2 gone. Weeks retreats. Now Tim Beckham. Tigers have a 3-game series beginning in Minneapolis tomorrow, and it appears weather-wise we caught a break because it's been miserable there this week.
Yeah.
But it's going to be in the 60s this weekend.
We'll take that. Tigers, for the most part, have been blessed with the weather this year. Had one cold day in Chicago and maybe a couple of cold days on that homestand, but by and large, the weather has not been bad at all.
Yeah, I think at this point of the year, being a team in the Midwest, you really can deal with the cold much more than the rain. They had that one rain out in Chicago. And a few chilly days on the homestand, but.
And 3 days in Cleveland, the weather was beautiful.
Beckham's fielder's choice ground ball scored a run. One ball, one strike. Like McCann wanted to take a shot at first base, but lost his footing. Weeks back in the day when he first broke in with the Milwaukee Brewers, would run a lot. Tigers again today playing with a shortened lineup. Justin Upton unable to go with that sore wrist. He took some batting practice before the game today in the cage and was not able to go. Victor Martinez getting a day off, and Iglesias out as well. Big swing. 2-2 now on Beckham. Don't know whether or not Iglesias will be going on the disabled list, but if he does, Dixon Machado will see some time. Machado getting the start here today. Beckham stays alive. Seppold trying to get through his second inning of work. Gave up the home run to Kiermaier here in the 7th. The 2-2 is fouled back out of play. Beckham trying to take advantage of an injury to Matt Duffy, which has given Beckham some more playing time early on in this series. He has put it together. 3 hits, has a home run, has a couple of RBIs.
A former #1 player overall drafted in the majors. And Beckham's had a lot of opportunities.
High fly ball. Left center field. And Jacoby Jones will haul it in to retire the side. They get a run on the home run. Tigers baseball presented by Belt Tire. .6-1 Rays have the lead. The Tigers wrapping up this series here against Tampa Bay. The upcoming matchup presented by Wallside Windows out of Minneapolis tomorrow.
The Tigers have already seen Hector Santiago once this year at Comerica Park. He pitched a good game against them. His overall numbers this year are outstanding. A 1.47 earned run average.
Twins today are trailing 3-2 to the Indians in the 7th inning in that game. 7-7 overall on the year. Romine leads it off here in the 8th.
And one of the reasons why Minnesota's off to such a good start this year is they're pitching much better than they did a year ago. They are second right now in the American League in earned run average as a team.
1 ball, 1 strike. Romine, Jones, and Machado, the bottom 3 for the Tigers. One and 2. Chase Whitley starting his 3rd inning of work. Got him. That is his 2nd strikeout. Here's Jones. A couple of punch outs today for Jacoby. Erasmo Ramirez started the game and gave them 5 really good innings. There's strike 1 in the inside corner. Ramirez allowing just 2 hits, a single to Castellanos and a home run to Kinsler. In fact, the Tigers are still stuck on 2 in the hit column. Ball high. Whitley has had big league time with the Yankees in 14 and 15. Joined the Rays last year. Off the waiver wire. In the air to shallow center field, and Kiermaier runs it down. 2 up, 2 down here. The Tigers' 8th. That'll bring up Machado. Dixon has put the ball on the ground twice in this game, 0 for 2. Strike 1 on Machado. Dixon, an all-star a couple of years ago in 2015 with Toledo. That's going to be ripped to left center field. It'll get down a base hit. Kiermaier cuts it off and holds him to a single.
Now here's our 1-800 call Sam call of the game. Ian Kinsler led off the game with his first leadoff home run of the season and his 9th in the last 2 years.
And so far the only Tigers run. Now we'll see if Ian can continue that here in the 8th. The 2-out single by Machado is only the 3rd Tigers hit. Ian is 1 for 3. Ball 1. Infield playing to pull on Kinsler. 3 defenders to the left of second. Entire right side of the infield wide open. Here's the 2-0. Way outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Collins waiting on deck. That's in there. 3-1. Kinsler has been on base in 13 of 14. And he lost him, ball 4. 2-out rally going on for the Tigers. Here's our Quebec game summary. Erasmo Ramirez awfully good in this game. He went 5 innings, allowing 2 hits. And the home runs in this game, Kinsler and Kiermaier.
And Ramirez pretty much the story. And gave up the 1 run, but didn't walk anybody. 5 strikeouts. They were hoping to get 75, 80 pitches out of him, and they ended up getting 5 innings out of Erasmo Ramirez. Well, we're going to make it our bell tire pitch by pitch. Ian Kinsler, as we mentioned, he led off the game with the solo home run down the left field line, but pretty much after that, he retired 15 of the next 16 with a mixture of 2-seam fastballs, backdoor breaking balls, and changeups to the left-handers. He would elevate the fastball every now and then. He worked all 4 quadrants of the strike zone with his 3 pitches, and he pitched a really good game against Tigers bats that have gone cold all of a sudden.
Well, they have a 2-out single from Machado and a walk to Kinsler. Now Tyler Collins steps in. 3 fly ball outs in this game for Collins.
A lot of fly outs for the Tigers bats in this game overall. Kiermaier's been busy, awfully busy in the outfield today.
Unofficially, I've got 11 fly ball outs.
Ooh, that would classify as a lot.
3 of them off the bat of Collins. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Tyler. He gets on, and this game becomes really interesting. You got Miggy waiting on deck. And there's some action going on in the bullpen for the Rays.
It's got to be column A.
Or column B. Popped him up, and this one will get foul out of play. You're right. It is column A. Collins now 0 for his last 13, trying to get it to Miggy here. And make the Rays a little bit nervous if he can. Here's the 0-2. Ball high, laid off. Tigers just need that one big hit. They've managed only 3 in this game. Just outside. 2-2 on Collins. Whitley wanted it, didn't get it from Alfonso Marquez. Did his best to pull that one in.
Yeah, umpires don't mind you pulling it down ever so slightly, but they don't want you pulling it down 6 inches.
Got him, strike 3. Collins caught looking. Tyler doesn't like it. That's all for the Tigers in the 8th. Go to the bottom of the 8th, and MLB.com at bat is the #1 mobile app for live Tigers baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Tigers home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, and more. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for baseball, so check it out. Suppold goes back to the mound. It'll be Daniel Robertson to lead it off. And he drives the first one deep and back and gone. Nice.
That landed in the Tigers' fan lap.
Second straight inning, Suppold has given up a leadoff homer. Robertson's first of the year.
That's a fastball that's right down the middle, and a lot of times those don't make it to the catcher's glove. Real nice concentration here by Robertson. Head down on the baseball. And that's what Kevin Cash was talking about before the game. He wanted to get more contributions out of Robertson and also Ricky Weeks. Both guys starting here today. But they give him a silent treatment in the dugout?
Did they?
I think so. Before they finally came over and gave him some high fives, some hugs.
Sucre, the batter, is 7-1 now in favor of the Rays. Right at the knees, but low. That'll sail outside. Popped up. First base side, Avila. One away. First major league home run for Daniel Robertson. Has made it a 7-1 game. Peter Borges will step in. Single and 3 at bats for Borges. Tigers in the 9th inning will have Cabrera leading it off, and Castellanos and Avila. 0-2. Trying to get that home run ball back.
Yes, they are. I'll take season tickets. I'll take an Evan Longoria signed bat.
You run a tough deal, man. What else you want?
And a food voucher for $25 for every game. I think they're going for it.
Oh, man. 2-2 the count.
What would you ask for? You'd give it up, wouldn't you? You just give it up. Just give it up, wouldn't you?
Well, I'd probably want something. You know, if I'm a Rays fan, probably a Longoria signed bat. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Borges out of there. Although the food voucher idea is really intriguing. Really intriguing.
They're going to get better seats, too.
Yeah, but it's the 9th inning.
Yeah, they get better seats. They get a chance to meet Robertson.
Well, they were right on it. Here is Steven Souza Jr.
He finally took a first pitch.
Yeah, how about that? He's got a double and a triple in this game, plus a couple of RBIs.
He's hit the ball hard really all series. He had a nice series. And he's been their most productive offensive player in the first couple of weeks of the season.
Souza now with 14 RBIs to lead their team. Chopped to third, but foul. One and two. Tigers have the Twins next. Houston will come to Tropicana Field tomorrow night to start a series against the Rays.
It's a good baseball team. Houston Astros. Young athletic team. A lot of people are picking the Houston Astros to get to the postseason this year.
There's another bullet down the left field line. That thing is a rocket and gone. Man. 3 home runs allowed by Soppold.
It's a breaking ball that just kind of stayed right on the inner third of home plate for Souza to turn on. Once he opens up the hips, the bat speed automatically comes, and the way that he's been seeing the baseball all series, you knew that one was going to get hit hard somewhere. That thing barely got in there.
2 more runs in. It's 8-1 for the Rays, and here is Kiermaier. He homered in his last at bat.
He homered to straightaway center field. Kevin Kiermaier.
Just out of the reach of the center fielder Jones. The 0-1. Whoa. 112 on the hit speed.
The ball got out of the ballpark in 3.2 seconds, so you're absolutely right. It was a frozen rope.
Here's the 2-1. Low ball 3. Kiermaier will take a walk. 2 out, base on balls. Let's check in now with Trevor Thompson.
Mario, we just saw where Souza Jr.'s home run ball landed. That is an area 162 landing, and it's called that because in game 162 of the 2011 season, that's where Evan Longoria, who's stepping to the plate now, hit his 2nd home run of the game to beat the Boston Red Sox and send the Rays off to the playoffs. They've also got a timeline of pictures down there on the wall that highlight all the highlights of that night, a historical night in Rays history.
Yeah, remember that moment well, and certainly one of the biggest nights in their history.
Not only was it a huge night in Rays history, that might have been one of the best days of baseball that I've ever seen. I mean, following all those games that day.
Yep.
I mean, because 3 or 4 teams had to wait till the last day to get to the postseason. And not only did you have the Rays winning, but you had Baltimore beating Boston, which knocked Boston out. All Boston had to do was win their game. They lost their game. And St. Louis needed a win to get in as well. And they got in on the final day.
That was a wild day.
It was a wild day. It was a great day of baseball.
Now Soppold with the 1-1. Down goes Longoria.
And 2-seam fastball gets away from Soppold, up and in. He shaved yesterday. He doesn't want to shave again.
No.
Yeah, he shaved that beard off his face he had been wearing all season long.
Popped up. Shallow left field. Romine comes charging in. Still coming. That'll end the inning. However, 2 more homers has given the Rays 2 more runs. Now the Tigers have only 3 hits, and we've got a wall side windows pitching change. Tommy Hunter is on to try and close this one down for the Rays.
Yeah, Hunter pitching good baseball for the Rays first couple of weeks of the year. The whip is under 1. 6 strikeouts, a couple of walks, and pitching in his 9th game.
Miguel Cabrera looks at a strike to get it started here in the 9th.
Tommy's always had mid-90s fastball. Started by trade, but pitching out of the bullpen for the last few years.
Off the end of the bat, foul, 0-2. Well, the Rays have done a nice job of piecing this one together. They had Ramirez go 5. They had Whitley come on, give them 3 innings. And now Hunter here in the 9th. Tigers need base runners. They need a bunch of them. They need them now. The 0-2. Cabrera has hit the ball hard his last 2 times up. He's 0 for 3 today. Two and 2.
And I told you last night, if Miguel gets this 96-mile-per-hour fastball from Tommy Hunter, he won't try to pull it. He'll simply try to go to right center field or center field.
And that is going to be cut off on a hop. Miller throws him out. 1 away. Well, he almost got it through. Miller able to get there. Here's Castellanos.
Number 9, Nicholas Castellanos.
And Castellanos batting in that number 4 spot today with Victor Martinez getting the afternoon off. Brad was probably hoping for a little bit more offense. And Nicholas Castellanos some opportunities to drive in runs, but not today.
Single and a walk for Castellanos. Checked it low. 2 balls, no strikes on Nick. There's a strike from Hunter. Tommy Hunter first pitched in the major leagues with Texas. Had some success in the bullpen for Baltimore. 2013, 2014. Way outside. With the Indians and Orioles last year. 3-1 on Castellanos. Three-1 to Nick. Drilled to center field. Kiermaier backs off, plays it on the hop. Castellanos with another hit. Is that Trevor Thompson's guy and pick the stick today?
He may have taken Nicholas Castellanos today.
That was my guy.
Oh man!
I just said get down. I get a point.
Oh, you down there talking to the baseball now?
Get down. I get a point.
If you can come around to score, I get another one. So let's cheer for a little rally here.
How about we cheer to win the game instead of getting you points, Trev?
One thing at a time. We have to have one more run before we can get to the 9.
Hey, Trev, like baby steps, baby steps.
That's right, Rod. Baby steps.
Here's Avila. So 2 hits for Nick. The home run by Kinsler. Tigers have 4 hits now. There's a ball inside from Hunter.
The Rays had 4 non-roster players that were invited to spring training make their opening day roster. Tommy Hunter is one, and the other 3 have played in the game today. Peter Borges, and Jesus Sucre, and also Ricky Weeks. That is rare for 4 guys. Non-roster players invited, not on the 40-man roster when they got there, to make the team.
Slapped to left field and caught there by Borges.
All you can do is just keep swinging it. Alex has hit a couple of balls hard today, too, that have landed harmlessly into the defender's gloves.
Tigers down to the final out. It'll be James McCann stepping in. McCann is 0 for 3. Ball 1. Rays are 1 out away from sweeping the Tigers in this series. There's a chopper up the middle and into center field, a base hit. McCann keeps it going with a 2-out single.
And Tigers have not been swept by the Rays in any series, whether it be Comerica Park or here in Tampa, since 2010. So it's been quite a while since they've been swept.
McCann breaks an 0 for 17 with a base hit. Here is Andrew Romine. Oh for 3. Hunter has given up 2 singles here in the 9th. Tigers now 5 hits. Foul back out of play on 1. Ball low, 1 ball, 1 strike on Romine. 13,267 the attendance here today on a Thursday afternoon in St. Pete. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Low, ball 2. Jones on deck. Now 2-2. 96 there from Hunter.
Hunter's always had a big arm. There was a time where he was up in the upper 90s with his fastball.
Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball to first. Fielded there by Weeks, and that's the ball game. 8-1 Rays, and they sweep the series. Let's into the studio now. Tigers Live postgame with Matt Shepard.